Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to another video here from the incredible country of India. Today we are in a new city. We are in the city of Varanasi, one of the holiest cities of India, and as you can tell, the weather isn't the greatest. It's not really the greatest day to go sightseeing. The river is sort of overflowing and the views aren't exactly the greatest currently. So with that, let's go ahead. Let's go find some street food. Let's see what foods there are in this city. We're going to turn this into a food tour day. We're going to make the most of the day and try some of the street food in Varanasi. So with that, let's go ahead and let's head to the center of the city to get some food. Today we've got to come to one of the most legendary places here in the city of Varanasi. I mean, for a second, just look at how busy the people are right now. Hello! He wants to show up in the vlog too. But look at how busy they are right there. They are making all these chaats. Now this place here is Kashi Chaat Bandar. It is one of the most legendary chaat places here in Varanasi. Remember, Varanasi is in the province of Uttar Pradesh, which is legendary for their chaats. Like, this is the place you come to have some great chaat. Even he knows how good the chaat is, don't you? You know how good the chaat is. But anyways, the first thing that we've had here is a Tamatar Chaat. Tamatar Chaat is, as it sounds, a tomato-based chaat. You can tell it's got these little crispy things on it, a bit of oil over the tomato, and they're literally prepping it right over there. What I love is that it comes in this nice little clay bowl. It doesn't come in, like, you know, leaves or anything like that. It comes in a clay bowl that's like super authentic. It has a really nice feel to it, and it just looks nice. It's not served in just like a paper leaf basket or some plastic bowl. The authentic way to do chaat is to serve it in a clay bowl like the one they have here, just as they do chai here in India. But the tomato chaat, I'm just so interested by it. I've never had tomato chaat anywhere else in the world. I haven't seen tomato chaat be on offer anywhere else in India. And these little balls, these little almost square-shaped things on the very top, seem to be something very interesting. Now what's inside? They've got some potatoes, they've got some tomatoes, and they've got some flavoring, some oil that are really delicious, that come together and make this incredible flavor. So with that, let's go ahead, let's try our first Tamatar Chaat here in Varanasi. I've heard this place is legendary. This is a legendary chaat here in Varanasi. So let's go ahead and let's try it out. Wow, that is delicious. One of the best things I've had here in India. First off, let's just talk about the texture. Those little squares at the very top are square, crispy, almost like oily fried little dough things. They're very crispy, almost cracker-like in a way. But then, inside at the very bottom, you've got the softness of potatoes and tomatoes mashed down, molten down to the point where it's like a potato paste covered in a delicious sauce. So you've got the contrast between the very crispy crackers on the very top and the very soft potatoes and tomatoes that are mixed in at the bottom. Let's talk about the flavor. First, this is spicy. This will hit you at the back of your throat. It is a spicy chaat. You can tell they put chilies in it. You can tell the layer of red oil on the very top. That comes with it being spicy. It's got a spice flavor to it. It is hot. It's got chili. It's gonna punch you at the back of your throat. With that said, however, it's got a bit of sweetness. It's got a bit of nice earthiness to it from the potato. You got a bit of sweetness from the tomato, the natural sweetness and juiciness from the potato. It is one of the best chaats I've ever had. It's not refreshing in a way, rather it is almost like a really deep tomato flavor. You know when you cook tomatoes really long, they have this really deep flavor? That's exactly what I got here. It's a tomato and potato cooked down for a very long time with intense spices that add to it. With the crunch at the very top, that is one of the best chaats you're gonna find here in India. And this place, I mean, you can see right behind me, this is legendary. This is a place you want to come to get some of the best chaat in Varanasi. That has got to be one of the most cramped restaurants I have been to. There are so many people in there, and the thing is, these aren't tourists coming here, these are locals from Varanasi coming to this place, Kashi Chaat Bandar. An absolutely legendary place for chaats, for snacks. I mean, honestly, it is so jam-packed in there. The pot takes up so much space, the customers take up so much space. It is an actually incredible place to go to. Some of the best chaat you're gonna find here in Varanasi. Alright, next food of the day, I've got to try something that I found locally here. First off, we are at a stall right here on the street near Asigat. And here in Asigat, there are a lot of different street foods that you can try. Some that are absolutely incredible. And the thing we've gotten here is something called a Litti Chokha. I think that's how you say it. It's basically like a bati, which we had in Rajasthan. But here they serve it with a bit of a puree, some fresh onions, some chili, and it's supposed to add some flavor to it. The man, first off, is a legend. I mean, look at the way he's roasting it on that fire. He's literally using his hands to roll the bati over the fire with his bare hands. There's like no protection. It's just bare fire beneath it, roasting it until it's nice and warm and cooked. And that is how street food is supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done with the skill and the talent of the vendor, and here, this guy, he knows exactly what he's doing. So, first off, let's go ahead and get the Litti Chokha. Litti is also the same thing as a bati, so it's kind of like this ball shaped of dough. You can see him making it, and I have a feeling, because this is being handmade right here over a fire, this might just be one of the best batis I'm gonna have. I think the way to do it is you're supposed to get a little piece of the bati. You can tell it's a bit of like a thicker sort of dough. You're gonna dip it in with the actual chokla, which is this sort of cold, sticky sort of sauce. And then I think put a piece of onion right here. Let's go ahead and try out bati chokla. Wow. First off, no doubt in my mind, that is one of the best batis I've ever tasted. The texture. The problem with batis is once it cools down, it doesn't taste like it anymore. It's too tough to bite through once it cools down. It's literally too tough. But here, this bati is still nice and soft. Yes, it has a chewiness to it that bati is supposed to have. But the bati is incredibly warm. It is incredibly soft on the inside. It's almost like a soft dough ball. Now, the actual chokla part is just cooling because it's cold, but yet it's peppery, it's spicy, it's got a bit of flavor in it that's absolutely delicious. I think that comes with a little bit of the spicy chili sauce, the green chili sauce that he adds just at the end, just to give a bit of spice. The fresh onions add another layer of spice, some freshness, some crunch that contrasts with it. Overall, if you think about the textures, you've got a chewy bati, which is pretty difficult that you need to chew through. You've got a very gooey, nice chokla that is super, super smooth. I think it comes from some root vegetable here. And then you've got a bit of spice, and then you've got very, very crispy, fresh, raw onions that you put right on top of it. It is a combination made in heaven. And the base of it all, the bati itself, it has to be warm. It has to be warm and just freshly cooked on the fire in order for it to be good. Now, this entire plate is not actually originally here from Varanasi. In fact, it's very typical in Bihar. So it's not a traditional food found here in Varanasi. But the thing is, I've never seen this anywhere else in the world. When you have bati in Rajasthan, it is served very differently than bati is here. So that's why I was dying to try it. Bati chokla, definitely something I've never had here in India before, but what an exceptional way to have some food here in Varanasi. ये बाटी बहुत अच्छी है, बहुत अच्छी, बहुत गरम. धन्यवाद भैया. Namaste. Namaste. Wow, that's an incredible way to do bati chokla. Something I haven't had here in India yet, actually. I've had bati before, but I've never had chokla, and to mix them two together, that is absolutely exceptional. All right, with that, let's go see what else Varanasi can offer here us in the night in terms of food. Alright, next stop of the day, literally just down the same street we were at earlier, is a place called the Spicy Snack Corner. It is a legendary stall. I mean, the line out there is pretty long, but there's one man working an entire series of walks, and this guy is making classic Indo-Chinese food. Now you might be wondering, what? Indo-Chinese food? Well, here in India, Indians love Chinese food. but they just love a little variation to it. It's not real Chinese food. They have Manchurian, they've got Hakka noodles, they've got so many different variations to Indo-Chinese food that it's really, really interesting. And at one point, I'm gonna make a whole Indo-Chinese series. But right now, we're here in Varanasi, and we've got some interesting Indo-Chinese food. For the first time, I've ordered fried rice here in India, but it's not any fried rice. It is Manchurian fried rice. Manchurian are little balls of vegetables that are sort of packed together and fried. What they've done, they've cut up the Manchurian into small little pieces, put it into a fried rice. Now, you're thinking, oh, this is just any fried rice. You are very, very wrong. They have their own seasonings here in India. They've got their own sauces, their own sweet sauces, their own spicy sauces. They add a bunch of chili, they add a bunch of ketchup, they add a bunch of tomato sauce. It is a very interesting take on Chinese food that you're only gonna find here in India. But first off, let me just say, the chef is a master on the wok. I mean, I can literally feel the heat of the wok coming out of the rice. He literally heats it up super, super hot. You've got fire beneath the wok, you got fire on top of the wok. It is fiery all around the wok. That place is a smoke haven. I think when you see him making it, you'll see how much smoke is produced when he's actually cooking. It is an insane amount of smoke. It gets very, very noisy when he's clanging the wok away. He is a master at what he does. But without further ado, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna try the fried rice just by itself first. I wanna see how good Indian fried rice is. So, without further ado, let's try our first Indo-Chinese fried rice. Very honest. This fried rice tastes a lot like actual Chinese fried rice. It's just the ingredients they use to produce the same flavors are a little different. So, whereas in China you might use soy sauce in order to get some salty flavor, here they just use salt. They don't put soy sauce in. Whereas in China, you might be adding maybe some chili oil to make it spicy. Here, they're using fresh green chili. They've adapted the variations to make it spicy in their own way, to add their own flavors to Chinese sort of fried rice. And here in India, even the rice is different. You can tell here they've used the long grain type of rice, which is not the usual type of rice used in Asian countries. There they usually use short grain rice, but here they've used long grain rice. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of this Manchurian. Like I mentioned, Manchurian are those fried dough balls, the vegetables. What he's done, he's cut them into really small bits and put them into the fried rice. Get some of that tomato sauce with it. Let's go ahead and try it out. First off, it is weird to me to have tomato sauce with fried rice, but here in India, that is the way it's served, whether it's with noodles or rice, and let me tell you, it works. The tomato sauce adds a nice sort of sweetness to the spicy fried rice. And the Manchurian itself has an almost breaking away, crumbly, falling apart vegetable texture that is really, really unique. To be honest, I like the fact that it's a tomato sauce. The tomato sauce is cooling, it's sweetening, and it contrasts the really intense, spiced up fried rice. Because in Asia, you don't get fried rice this spicy with fresh green chilies. You get fried rice that's a little different. It has some sort of other areas where it's in. For example, they have egg that helps to contrast the flavors. Here, there is no egg. But you need something in addition to that to sort of balance out the intense, oily, spiced up flavors of fried rice. That's where you get tomato sauce. What an interesting combination. What a delicious meal. I mean, the smokiness of the wok flavor, the breath of the wok. You can taste it in the actual fried rice. This may not be Chinese food, but it sure is Indo-Chinese food, and here in Varanasi, that man has absolutely mastered the art of making Indo-Chinese fried rice. Wow, this stall easily has to be one of the best places to get fried rice, but whew, Lord, is that spicy. My mouth feels like it's on fire, like literally burning up right now. I need something cooling, I need something sweet, and I think I know the perfect place to get it. So let's hurry up, let's get over there. My mouth is burning and I need something sweet to cool this and wrap this video up. So let's go find something. All right, final stop of the day. And we've come to a place known as the Engineer's Cafe. It's an engineer chai wala. They usually do a lot of chai, but what I need is lassi. And actually here in Varanasi, lassi is very, very popular. It's one of the classic things. I was just talking to some locals and they're like, you have to get lassi. Lassi is the one thing you have to get in Varanasi. So obviously, to cool off my tongue, to cool off my mouth, I have to get lassi. Now, what type of lassi have I gotten? I've gotten a Bandarasi Thandai lassi. Now, this is very unique to Varanasi. This type of lassi is sort of like a spiced lassi with a bit of almond milk to it. So it has a bit of a different flavor to it. It's got a different sort of texture texture to it. It's supposed to be just different from the other lassis I've had. I've never had a Thandai Lassi. I've had Gulkhan Lassi, I've had other types of lassi in Rajasthan, but Thandai Lassi is something I have yet to try, and it's only found here in Varanasi. So with that, let's go ahead, let's try. I love that it's served in this like clay cup, and wow, it is so cold. It's literally cold and refreshing. This is the exact thing I need. Let's go ahead and try Thandai Lassi for the first time. Oh my goodness. That is like sweetened, condensed milk. It's really, really sweet. There's not much spice to it. It's just really, really like, imagine you had the best vanilla ice cream of your life, and it had a bit of creaminess, and a bit of condensed milk to it. That is sweet. It's milky. It's cold, like very like icy cold. It's almost like a slushy. Wow, I've never had a lassi like that. Lassi is usually very different to that. It's usually like a bit of sour note, almost like a milk to it. But this is just a pure sweet dessert. There's no other way to describe it, especially after that very, very spicy, chilied up fried rice. This is exactly what I need to cool my mouth down. Wow, my mouth feels refreshed. It's literally like drinking solid ice cream, and yet it retains its texture, it retains its foaminess at the very top, because he's literally batted inside this sort of blender. It is incredible, one of the best things I've had, and man, if this is what Thandai Lassi is like, trust me, I'm going to be having a lot more Thandai Lassi here in Varanasi. What a sweet little treat, what a sweet surprise to actually find here in the city of Varanasi. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end today's food tour video. I mean, we've had so much food. We started off with the Tamatar Chaat. We had some incredible sort of Litti Chokha. We've had some great food. We've had some fried rice, and now, of course, an incredible desserty drink, a Thandai Lassi, which I've only found here in Varanasi. I think this gives us a little start to our food tours here in Varanasi, but honestly, we've just scratched the surface. There's so much more food that we have yet to explore. So we're gonna take our time. We're gonna be producing multiple videos here from Varanasi, showing you guys the food, the culture, the place itself. What an incredible food day it's been, and I've been so lucky to try all these incredible foods. So if you have enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. We've got a lot more food and travel videos coming here from India, so make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.